You just got home. The conversation went fine. You laughed. You said the right things. But now you're sitting in silence, and instead of feeling connected, you feel strangely empty. Not tired, not sad, just hollow. Why does being around people sometimes make you feel more alone? You replay moments in your head. Did I talk too much? Did I say something weird? Was I actually myself? Or maybe it's not even overthinking. Maybe it's a quiet drop in energy, like your battery drained faster than it should have. You notice it happens most in groups, or around certain people, or when you're trying to be on. You become slightly sharper, more agreeable, more animated. You read faces, adjust your tone, fill awkward silences before they form. And when you leave, it's like stepping off a stage, but the applause never came. So why are you so exhausted? This doesn't just affect your energy, it shapes your identity. You start wondering, do I even know who I am around others? Slowly, social connection begins to feel like performance, not presence. And here's the part most people don't realize. This feeling isn't random. It follows a psychological pattern, and it's not a flaw. You're not broken, you're adapted. At some point in your life, being socially aware wasn't optional. It was useful. Maybe you learned to read moods quickly, to sense tension before it escalated, to adjust yourself so things stayed smooth. That ability is powerful. Psychology calls this high social monitoring, linked to self-monitoring theory. It means you unconsciously track how you're being perceived. The problem isn't the skill. The problem is running it all the time. So what's happening in your brain? Here's the simple model. Your brain has two modes in social situations: presence and performance. Presence is when your nervous system feels safe. You speak without scanning. You listen without calculating. Performance activates when your brain senses evaluation, even subtle evaluation. When that happens, your prefrontal cortex, the decision-making, self-monitoring part, works overtime. At the same time, your amygdala quietly asks, "Are we accepted right now?" This creates a loop. Perceived evaluation leads to increased self-monitoring, which leads to energy drain and emotional detachment. Think of it like running multiple apps in the background of your phone. The screen looks fine, but the battery drops fast. When you leave the interaction, the stimulation stops. Your nervous system shifts from alert to low. That drop feels like emptiness, not because connection failed, but because regulation stopped. Your brain doesn't know what to do with the sudden silence. So how do you shift from performance back to presence? First, notice the scan. During conversations, gently catch yourself scanning for reactions. Second, lower the volume by 10%. Speak slightly slower. React slightly less. Slowing behavior signals safety to the nervous system, reducing amygdala activation. Instead of filling silence instantly, let it sit for 2 seconds. Your body learns that silence isn't danger. Third, share one unpolished thought. Say one thing that isn't optimized for approval. Authentic expression reduces cognitive load because you're not editing in real time. Instead of a clever response, say, "I'm actually not sure what I think about that yet." That's presence. Fourth, decompress intentionally after. Spend 10 minutes alone without stimulation, no scrolling. This allows dopamine and cortisol levels to settle gradually instead of crashing. Sit in your car before going inside. Breathe slowly. Let your system recalibrate. Here's the model to remember. Performance drains, presence restores. Your emptiness isn't proof that you're antisocial, it's feedback. Feedback that you were managing perception instead of inhabiting yourself. The goal isn't to stop caring, it's to stop over-managing. Connection feels different when you're not editing. Quieter, less impressive, more real. Next time you feel that hollow drop after socializing, don't rush to judge it. Ask yourself gently, was I performing or was I present? That question alone changes how your brain enters the next room. And maybe the emptiness isn't loneliness at all. Maybe it's just the space that appears when you're finally learning how to be seen without disappearing.